Hi, my name is Fanetta Jones. I'm a high school English teacher in Chicago. Um, I want to talk a little bit about why I voted. Unfortunately, I don't have my wristband because it's in my car right now. I voted early. I voted yesterday. And it was a significant thing for me to do because I recognize the severity of the situation. I know that making these decisions and having a voice and exercising your voice is just a truly significant and crucial thing to do at every opportunity. We spend a lot of time giving our opinions on what could have been done, what should have been done, what we would do in different situations. And this is one of the circumstances where we get to have a say for the most part, you know. We get to have a say in what happens. We've kind of seen, what apathy or, not really having true regard for the severity of the situation means as it pertains to our state. People, well, not even just our state, our nation, but people have taken the time to say, like, oh, well, the person that I want is no longer in the running, so I don't want to do it. Or, I dislike both candidates, so I'm just not going to do it. Or I really didn't like what this person did, even though I don't agree with all of their politics, but I dislike this other person more, so I'm just going to go for it. And it's resulted in us having someone in position who has made a lot of decisions that do not necessarily reflect the good of all people, do not necessarily reflect the good of, the majority of people in this country. So, yeah, that's why I voted. That is why it mattered so much to me. I knew that I would have to be in my house for most of the day today. So, with social distancing and things to that degree, I made it a point to do it after I got off of work yesterday. The lines were kind of long. They had a lot of different efficiency things put in place, but it mattered, and it still does matter. I remember growing up and going to vote with my mom. She would take me before she went to work and before she dropped me off at school. And it was something done so religiously, so continuously that I learned the value of it. I learned from my grandmother how, especially as a Black woman, me being able to go vote was not a simple thing, was not something that I could have counted on, were I born in a different generation. So I just really feel like for all of the opportunities and things that have been afforded to me and all of the, various types of privilege or various type of ability that I do have, the least I could do is exercise my duty to, vote and take part in what's going on in our country and have my say and, really make that difference. And not even just on a national scale, but on a local scale, on a, smaller scale, whether it's aldermen or whether it's figuring out different senators, learning more about all of the people who are put in these positions. Because I think a lot of times the focus is put on the presidential candidate and all of the other people who are running are pretty much ignored or not given the same kind of platform for people to care. So then you just kind of end up with a little bit of whomever, and that's not good either, because while we do have to be mindful of who the president is, we also have to be mindful of who all is being put in these positions to carry out or block the different things that the president may want to put in place, or what's happening at a local level. Do we have people who are going to, vote in our interests, who are going to act in our interests, who are going to rule in our interests, who are going to write bills and, different grants and, all these other things that are going to serve the interests that matter. So, yeah, again, as a Black female teacher, living on the south side of Chicago, teaching on the south side of Chicago, I have to be very mindful and very intentional about who I want to represent me. So that's why voting matters to me. That's why even in the midst of social distancing, I still thought it worthwhile and still thought it worth pursuing to go out and vote. And, I intend to do it again in November and every other opportunity that I have because it matters that much.